You walk up the steps, pictures all over the place, baseball. Bats sitting in the corners, gloves. It's obviously where your interests lie. And I'm just kind of wondering, where did baseball enter your life and why has it been so strong?
Gosh, it entered my life with my mother throwing wiffle balls to me with a little brown bat about this big, little wooden bat, and I can picture it now. I have my little purple elder hat on, and was out in the front yard with my mom pitching me plastic balls, you know. And back then the Reds were pretty good, and you know, we were getting close to the big red machine, and the game was always on the radio. Always on the radio, you know. So that alone, just with the game on every evening after dinner, you know, after we would come in, when I was that young, I wasn't quite yet playing ball out in the street, but you know, when that game came on, Grandma, my dad, my mother, we, you know, all sitting around, and I was playing with whatever, my G.I. Joes or something, and the game was on, and Grandma's clapping, and Dad's, you know, doing this, and Mom's yelling, and that kind of excitement just, you know, got in my heart, you know.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned your mom and your dad and your grandma, and your dad obviously was an influence. You have the picture down there of the front porch and him. And I guess, but that brought back baseball memories too.
Oh, no doubt about it. My dad worked for the post office for at least 35 years, and he would come home, a long day of work, on his feet all day long, and fall asleep in that rocking chair, you know, for half an hour. We'd have a little bit of dinner, and man, as soon as dinner was over, I was out knocking on the neighbors' kids' doors, you know. Guys ready to play? Come on, Dad's about to come out and play. So my dad would be the catalyst, basically, to get all the kids together in the neighborhood and play stickball, you know, with a shaved tennis ball and you know, basically a shovel handle is what we would use, and it was great fun. It was just great times, great memories. We would play ball in the street, and then I would come back. It would start getting dark, and I would come in and turn the porch light on and throw the ball against the steps and continue playing and fielding ground balls or the wall against the neighbor's yard. And again, Mom and Dad and Grandma were probably on the front porch listening to the game, and it just was instilled in my heart early.
When did you know you had an artistic flair? Is that something that just kind of...
Yeah, that kind of, I guess, the first real memory probably was in about the 3rd grade. I happened to be drawing a lion in the back of the class. We had a little bit of free time, and I had a book in front of me that had a lion on it, and I was drawing. And the kids around me noticed this drawing, and I'm like, what are you excited about? And they actually brought the teacher back to look at it, and she happened to show the class. So when she showed the class, that I want to kind of crawl in a hole almost. I didn't know how to react, you know. But when I realized what everybody was saying and how they were reacting to it, it was all positive. So that put a little bit of excitement and passion in my heart, you know, to continue that drawing and painting and kind of thing.
Now, I know I read in a bio that there was a contest at one point by the Enquirer, and you did a baseball sketch of some sort, and won.
Yes, it was actually put on by McAlpin's, and we have the drawing right here. And I happened to draw Johnny Bench, and it came in as a winner, and I got a signed Reds baseball with everybody's signature on it, and that actually winning a prize for my art again instilled this desire to and this passion to just continue doing that.
If I were to describe you as what kind of an artist, I see Felix Fine Art, acrylic paintings and prints. How would you describe yourself as an artist?
Well, I guess it's a compilation of a lot of different feelings that I like to display with my work. You know, the range of motion that a person has. the athleticism, the ability that someone has, the little things they might wear, the different tools that they use during playing the game. It says something about that person, and I like to incorporate those kinds of things into my work, as well as the beauty of the landscape. I love a good landscape and the surrounding areas, and if a certain subject matter doesn't really have great landscape around it, I like to create that feeling of a landscape, or a feeling of just a fine art, interesting feel, warm feeling about the painting.
Mm-hmm. You've been able to do it, though, for contemporaries, but also guys that go back 150 years. In most cases, do you work from a photograph? Do you work from what kind of a...
Yeah, generally, because I like to create realism, I will use photographs as reference. But I do a ton of research and create different things within the painting, or change, maybe the jersey, like Pete Rose. I took him, I couldn't find a great picture of him in his crouch, in his crouch that everybody knows, so I found a nice one of him in a Phillies uniform. I'm like, man, this is great. And so I just changed the uniform, put a Reds uniform on him, and it turned out great.
Mm-hmm. Do you find that everybody now who knows you associates you with baseball? I mean, you might say, oh, I'd love you to take a picture, draw a picture of my daughter or something like that, but yes, baseball seems to be in your blood.
Absolutely. Most people that I know do associate me with baseball. I still play the game today in the Adult Baseball League here in Cincinnati, and I'm usually wearing a hat, and all my family and friends know I love the game, yeah. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I could tell you love the game, and I guess that's why you attack it, because you make these things very realistic. That's what I mean. And that picture of Joey Votto is dead on.
Thank you.
And that takes talent to do that.
Well, it's like I saw that picture of him, and he had that intense look on his face, and I want to capture that because Joey's an intense individual. And when I first saw him swinging, the first couple clips I saw him taking some at bats, I know what a good at bat looks like, and I could see he was giving every pitch that good at bat. And where a lot of guys, they'll practice and they won't give every pitch that good physical attention. They slack off a little bit until it's game time. But Joey seems to have that intense feeling about every pitch that he hits, whether it's in a real game or if it's just practice.
As you do these, it seems to me everything's very minute and very detailed. Do you ever just rip something up and start over, or do you? I mean, is it ever? Do you get mad at yourself because you're not capturing exactly what you want?
I struggle with several paintings, but I never start over. What I do is just put more paint over the top of what I don't like. And that's kind of how my painting works anyway. I gradually build layer after layer after layer of paint to get what I am looking for. And so, because the process is that kind of grinding and slow and process, I don't really ever have to start over. I just kind of work a little differently and change things that way.
Do people know you locally? Do people know you nationally? How when they see some of this stuff, I'm sure it's not just, people don't know you just down Panther Court here.
Right. Yes, I have become a bit of a nationally known, but it all started here, of course, going to Elder High School and having a good art program there. And I went to a small school out here in Bridgetown where I got a lot of personal attention and was able to kind of work at my own pace. And after working at Hasbro Toys for a while, I decided that my passion really was painting on board and canvas, and that's what I really wanted to do. So I set my sights on that, and I started painting that painting of my father down in the hallway for my mother for Mother's Day, and that kind of started to kick it off, and people really recognized that. And so not long after that, I met a guy who runs Spitball magazine by the name of Mike Shannon, and he happened to follow our baseball team the year that I met him, and was writing a book on 30 and over baseball. And I got to know Mike a little bit, and he said, you know what, I'm putting together an art show that's going to travel around the country in the celebration of Willie Mays' 75th birthday. And he said, I would love it if you could be a part of that. And so when he said that to me, I thought, wow, this is an opportunity like I've never had before. And so I went ahead and set my sights on a painting of Willie, and that really kicked it off. People saw that across the country, and I happened to get a card in the mail from a nationally known wood carving artist who said, boy, I really love your art, you know, congratulations. And we happened to turn that into a relationship, a friend relationship. We would talk once in a while, and ended up doing 7 or 8 pieces of my work on the back of his wood carvings. And with that said, his work was traveling around the nation in different shows, this and that around the nation, and so I started to get a little bit of exposure that way around the country. And from there it led to a show at the George Krefsky Gallery in San Francisco, which is a pretty well